Hey guys, welcome back to another MacGuffin high-level StarCraft 2 cast. Tonight, on Shakura's Plateau, we have as the red Terran, the Emperor of Brood War, Slayer's Boxer, versus the blue Zerg, the champion of Zerg, ImNestea. Of course, Nestea winning 3 GSL wins. I think it was 2 Codes and 1 Sony Ericsson open season. This is doing a bit of drone micro onto that mineral patch. Got to get that good saturation going. Of course, Boxer, the Emperor from Brood War, known for his sometimes cheesy, almost always creative, and definitely always entertaining builds. Slayer's Boxer, captain of the Slayers team, and what's he doing here? He seems to be rallying an SCV down to here, so what's he going to start? Of course he's going to have, puts down his supply depot. Of course in this patch you have to put your supply depot before your barracks, which limits some of the cheesy plays a bit, but this supply depot really suggests that Slayer's Boxer is going to be doing some sort of crazy build. Of course if he was walling in, like most Terrans would do, he'd be putting it up here. It could be he's just wanted to confuse your opponent. Of course, if you've been watching GSL Codes recently, Boxer's been putting his barracks in these positions. Of course, we do have the Macarax going down at the third. Of course, Maca Prime, the man who invented the Macarax, the first few GSL seasons, everyone thought he was being crazy, but now everyone's doing it. And of course, I really like this build because a Zerg player is going to come into the base and he's not going to see it hit the wall, and he's going to wonder, is the barracks somewhere near my base, like over here or down here? The only thing that might be a problem for Boxer is it might be in range of the Zerg watchtower. They might just see the corner of it, and that'll depend on whether Nestea taps those towers before he goes past. And we do have the double barracks going down, so we've got a double Macarax semi-proxy, and of course the Zerg has opted for that hatchery first, so it's actually going to be very effective if Boxer executes it well. And it looks like Nestea's even joining up to 16 before going for his spawning pool. Of course, as a Zerg player, if you go hatchery first and you're scouting, if you see the gas, you can usually get a few more drones before putting down your spawning pool. Nestea going for that very, very drone intensive build. He's also getting gas. And I'm just not sure if he's going to be able to hold this from Slayer's Boxer. I mean, doing this build against Slayer's Boxer must show that Nestea is very confident to win this game. Slayer's Boxer known for those bunker rushes versus yellow, and overall very aggressive playstyle. He's very good at coming in from behind when you think you're ahead, but then he'll come back with drops or something really crazy, which makes him such an entertaining player to watch. And we do have the first Marine on the way, as well as an additional SCV, so it looks like we're going to be having a bunker rush. We have an Overlord placement here by Nestea though, which will scout this bunker, so you should be able to see it. Yep. And it's going to come down to who controls the best. Of course, Slayer's Boxer's got only 1 Marine. Nestea putting 4 drones off the line so far, and he's bringing an additional 4 drones. Is he going to be able to kill this SCV? Looks like he's microing a bit, but the SCV ducks around here. It's being very good micro with his Marine. He is taking out, how many drones has he got so far? He's got 1 drone so far, but now he's got 3 Marines, and if he doesn't let them get surrounded, they'll be able to do a lot of damage. They are running, and the problem here is that while Nestea is taking out these Marines, those bunkers are going to be going up at his natural. He has 1 complete. The 4 Zerglings on the way though, and those Zerglings will probably surround it, and yeah, it looks like Slayer's Boxer is salvaging. Even though those bunkers did get up, if you try to send his Marines up, the units could surround them and prevent them getting in, so Boxer decides to salvage them and go back to base. Of course, he is in a good position here. He's got enough units to hold off these Zerglings, or at least he should, and now he's sending these 2 barracks down with good positioning. They'll be able to fly back and complete the wall in soon, and he is expanding out of this build. Of course, he has not yet opted for gas, and he is ahead of SCVs. Of course, the Zerg player did go hatch first, so it takes him a little while to catch up. Got to wait for those double larvae to start coming in. Looks like only 1 Queen so far for Nestea though, so he's going to be a bit short on injects. But holding that bunker rush was the important thing. He is now starting to extend his creep, which is going to cost him another inject. Although getting an early creep highway out can be very useful for holding any all-ins from Terrans. He is also getting a spine core at the ram. Nestea completing his wall-in with 3 barracks. And he has now got a double gas. And I'm going to be interested to see where Boxer goes from this. Of course, he loves his Marines and medevacs. Of course, some tank play as well. And we're going to see a 3rd command center coming down. And I wonder if he's going to float this command center down to this area here. Of course, protected by those rocks and unknown to the Zerg. But of course, the danger of that is that it's not very easily defended versus Mutalisk if the game goes into the late game. And Nestea's already forced the game out to about 6 minutes after defending a semi-cheesy build. Because we have that tech lab going down for Boxer now, so we'll be able to start getting his stem and combat shields, and a reactor on the 2nd barracks. Nestea continues to hold the watchtowers, and he doesn't yet have metabolic boost, so these Marines could actually do quite a lot of damage to these Zerglings. He does have, I think he's got more It's got more Zerglings than Marines, but without that metabolic boost, he won't be able to get this around, and they'll be with a good micro. They will easily take those out. Boxer now stunning his factory, and also beginning to saturate his natural. The pros of this second command center, when he turns it into an orbital command, is that he'll be able to saturate his mineral lines faster. It takes about 1 or 2 mules before the command center will actually pay for itself, but after that it's all free money. So it's actually quite, something I think that Terran players should do a bit more often. We see Boxer is utilizing the barracks and not using depots to wall in. Now this is because MacGuffinSC could do a Baneling bust and just go in and destroy that few supply depots. So of course it takes a lot more Banelings to kill a barracks. I think it's 18 for a barracks and maybe 6 to 8 for a supply depot. MacGuffinSC now getting that Roach Warren. And that's a sort of interesting build. I would have expected to see a Baneling nest as well as metabolic boost. He does have metabolic boost now, but I would think that more of the heavy Zergling Baneling would be better for holding any early aggression by Boxer. He is now getting a starport and a tank lab, so we will be seeing Marine tank as well as some medevacs later on. And the supplies are just about even. Slayer's Boxer is slightly ahead of the Zerg by about 4 supply, so it's good to see that these players are on about an even standpoint at the moment. Even though Boxer opted for a sort of cheesy build, we do now have 2 evolution chambers coming up for the Zerg player. So he could do some heavy. Oh, a nice creep deny by Boxer. He takes out that creep chamber forming. Wasn't forced to use his scan, and that's going to be so annoying for the Zerg. He's going to, if he wants to keep extending this creep, he's going to have to take it down and put another creep chamber down there with a queen. And how many queens does he have? He's only got 2 at the moment, and he's starting a 3rd hatchery. So he's not going to have a lot of energy for creep chambers as long as he's injecting all of his hatcheries. Do have 2 additional barracks coming down for Boxer. Got to get those barracks up when he starts to get that good SCV count. He is slightly behind on SCVs now. He's down by 4, but he is 1 supply up. With his 3rd orbital command, I think he'll be able to catch up quite quickly. Of course, he does have mules as well. So his income is about 300 minerals better a minute than the Zerg. Of course, the gas shit's even because they've got the same amount of gases. I'm interested to see this heavy Roach Ling style, but no Baneling so far from ImNestea. And we do have the first dropship coming up, and it's only got 1 tank in it, and I'm not sure how much 1 tank can do. Although it does have Marines here who can loop around and pick up a few Marines and slowly elevate them into the main through this sort of area. And looks like that's what he's going to do. So really well thought out by Boxer, not utilizing the Marines at his main, which he can use for defense, and sieging up on the low ground. And that's going to be so annoying for MacGuffinSC. He's going to be losing this gas, as well as any drones that get a bit too close. He's also going to be able to harass these Marines. We have a lot of roaches coming up though for MacGuffinSC, and he's going to have to move this tank, or it could go. Oh, nice! He moved that tank just out of the way. Of course, they have to undeploy, so he was thinking ahead, and he didn't get too greedy. The Spire is now coming up for MacGuffinSC though, and that's really going to be the turning point of the game. When MacGuffinSC gets those Mutalisks out, he'll be able to harass those tanks, and that can put Boxer really behind if he doesn't keep his tech up. Looks like he is getting his +1. Of course, the +1 armor and melee is almost finished for the Zerg. And these roaches will be able to take out these Marines quite easily, but the problem is that when they go in to get the siege tank, which is just out of range of the roaches' missile attack, is they're going to take a lot of siege tank blasts, and I think Boxer could have been microing a bit better there, loading up his Marines, and a few siege tank blasts going up on those roaches, and they're already down to orange. No burrow on the way yet, so we won't be able to regenerate these roaches yet. He's sending 2 additional spine crawlers, falling back, but MacGuffinSC's losing a lot of roaches. And I really like this by MacGuffinSC. He's keeping his Zerglings down here. He's not taking them up to the main. You don't want to send your entire army to deal with this small drop. Of course, MacGuffinSC could be using this time to start up a tank wall around his natural and put him into a double sort of bad situation. MacGuffinSC is getting up his 3rd. Of course, Box has already got his 3rd command center, although he hasn't expanded yet. He has got his double engineering bay, and he is starting an armory. And I think that's going to be more for tank upgrades than Thor's at this point. We have no Mutalisk on the field. 5 are in production, but 5 isn't going to do very much. No missile turrets for Boxer though, so there is the opportunity to do damage. But with all these barracks, I think that Boxer will be able to hold that small amount of Mutalisk. He's going to need a lot more before he's going to be any threat. Maybe 10 to 12 before he can reasonably start damaging the Terran army and picking up tanks on the side. And we do have a sensor tower coming out from Boxer, so really good move. He's going to be able to see any units coming in from behind or Mutalisk loop around. And I don't know if Boxer has scouted this. Yeah, Boxer hasn't scouted the spy yet. An interesting tech move by MacGuffinSC. He's going for an infestation pit. So he's opted for the 5 Mutalisks and then gone into Infestors. Now, the Infestors obviously will help deal with the Marines, but it's going to split his gas between 2 very gas-intensive tech choices, and he hasn't got his 3rd up yet, and he still really needs those double extractors going up at his 3rd to support all this gas build. Of course, Boxer is now starting to fall behind in supply by about 10 at the moment, and his Mutalisk harassment is going to be so annoying. Of course, his army is over here in the map. He has a nice spread of tanks. Those tanks are going to be really annoying to deal with. The Zerg unit does have the +2 armor and weapons coming in. Stimming those Marines and moving forwards, and those Mutalisks are going to have to leave the base. And it looks like we have the missile turrets coming up now. So those Mutalisks weren't really able to do that much damage, and now the missile turrets are going to start going up. So that's going to really lose his opportunity. Maybe he should have hid them for a bit longer before revealing them. And Boxer has secured his 3rd, and he is starting to bunker up. Got his missile turrets already. No planetary fortress though. 3 missile turrets in this missile line should deny any of these Mutalisks. But he might be able to pick off these tech labs and maybe upgrades going up. And ImNestea is keeping his army down here, spraying them out nicely. Mutalisks want to do some harassment, but they can't really. And ImNestea is about 20 supply up now. But I'm wondering if his tech choice is just not that good. He doesn't have any banelings, he does have nice upgrades. He's up to 2-2 in a moment. A few seconds he will have 2 armor and 2 melee attack. Boxer only has that 1 armor and 1 attack, and 1 attack for his tanks as well, and now he's starting to deny creep. We do have a few infestors out here, and Mutalisks are in the back, and these Mutalisks just want to dart in and take out those tanks, but with this Marine spread and this sensor tower, he will be able to see the Marines coming in, and ImNestea's going in now. He's going to have to do a very good siege tank spread. He's going to have to go through these clouds, and that's going to be so annoying because he's not going to be able to see the units. Losing infestors, putting down a few infested Terrans to absorb siege tank blasts and also shoot any units. The Mutalisks are coming in the back, but they're getting shredded by these Marines. Boxer is now evening up the supply. It is now Boxer just took the lead. He is now a few supply up, and ImNestea is forced to retreat, and now Boxer is advancing his siege line. The Mutalisks have been taken out, so he won't be able to take out these tanks, and that's a big tank number for this a small amount of roaches to deal with. The creep is starting to go back, and we'd have 1 infestor here could fungal growth quickly, and he takes the fungal growth down, and these Marines might just survive thanks to those medevacs. He needs 1 more fungal growth to kill them, and ImNestea losing a lot of overlords, and now Boxer is starting to push into the main. We also have a drop in here taking out these extra base, and that's so annoying to deal with. He has no units. He's running a few more Zerglings in. It looks like he's going to lose the Zerglings, and the Queen is about to go down. The Queen goes down. This infestor is going to get killed before using the fungal growth, and with this siege tank spread, he won't be able to flank at all. In fact, all the reinforcements from the space, he's going to die to his Marines, and ImNestea GG's. So well played by Boxer. The Emperor's still got it, folks. And hope you check out ImNestea and Boxer in GSL. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time.